Pythagoras is said to have written, quote, "There is geometry in the humming of the strings. There is music in the spacing of the spheres." End quote. Let's try to explore the subject just a little bit. I joined Freemasonry in the mid-1970s. My lodge was located in downtown New Orleans in the old Masonic Temple building. The lodge met in one of the large old lodge rooms in the building. In the north of the room was a fairly large, dusty pipe organ. No one in the lodge played it, and once when I tried to turn it on, it just made a loud hissing sound. It clearly had been unused for many years. I asked one of the older members about it, and they told me stories of how many years prior an organist would play during every degree, and also during the meetings. He said that when he died, no one knew how to play the organ, and it just fell into disuse. Over the years, I've heard about the role of music in Freemasonry. Of course, I read about the classical musicians such as Mozart, Haydn, and others who were Freemasons, and also more or less modern Masonic composers such as John Philip Sousa. I also noted music as one of the 7 liberal arts and sciences referred to in our Masonic teachings. I've even found collections of Masonic sheet music written by Masons in the 1800s. Clearly, music was a significant part of the Masonic Lodge experience prior to my time of joining. Over time, and like so many other aspects of the Masonic Lodge experience, music in the lodge seems to have all but faded away. Today, I see very few lodges with either a piano or organ in the lodge room. I have, however, seen degrees conferred with musicians playing acoustic guitar or saxophone with appropriate music. These degrees stand out with me as the more impressive degrees that I've witnessed. I have also seen a few lodges who use a CD with appropriate Masonic music. Clearly there was a desire for music during a degree, but no musicians were available. I give these lodges an A for effort, but the canned music was always lacking some due to problems with the speakers or other electronic issues. In my opinion, live music with a competent musician is always the best experience. But when did music become a part of the Masonic initiation experience? As music was included in the 7 liberal arts and sciences, clearly our appreciation for music was always present. But did it play a part in the actual work of the operative Freemasons? I tend to doubt so, at least as far as their actual construction work. Let's think about this for a minute. Today, if you go to any building site, you might well hear music coming from a boom box for the entertainment of the workers. But in the days of the old operatives, in order for workers to listen to music, actual musicians would have had to play for them. That doesn't seem very practical at all. And I see no record of musicians playing for the workers. It is very possible that in the evenings, after their work was completed, musicians played for the old operatives' enjoyment or possibly during some initiation ceremonies. But again, I've read no account of this happening. I also believe it possible that mathematical concepts of music were employed in the training of the old operatives. This would likely have been in association with making them a highly skilled and fully rounded artisan. But music can be used to create an atmosphere suitable for the mind and spirit to be ready for the influences of initiations. There are 2 different applications of music. Where I do see records of music taking place in most all aspects of the Masonic experience is in the very early days of speculative Freemasonry. I believe that it is very possible that with the shift from operative to speculative Freemasonry, music moved into the realm of academic appreciation to one of actual musical performances. Look at the setting that is recorded for many of the early English speculative lodges. They were located in taverns. Certainly music was played in most all taverns. Soon after speculative Freemasonry debuted in England, it moved to France. It was here that I believe another change took place, or began taking place. Once Freemasonry moved from England to France, there are several points of logic that we need to consider. One is language, and the other is culture. England and France have different languages, as well as different cultures. In order for Freemasonry to become widely accepted in France, which it did, it was necessary for the ritual to be translated into French. We have no idea who did it, but clearly someone did the translation. And when this translation was written, consideration for the French culture was included. The French Masonic ritual was clearly written with the French in mind. All anyone has to do is witness any Masonic degree from England and one from France, and you can see the different cultures represented in how the Masonic work is presented. Just as the Masonic ritual was crafted for the different cultures, so was Masonic music. If we look at what's generally classified as Masonic music, we can see two styles of music that are most prevalent. One is more meditative in nature, and the other uplifting. I don't think of meditative music when I think of an English tavern. I believe that the more meditative music came from other influences. As time passed, the musical influences grew wherever Freemasonry existed. Like so many things, music in Masonry evolved into what it became by means of the influence of more than one source and over more than a few years. Clearly, music was always a part of the total Masonic educational experience, but it seems to have taken on a new role with the advent of speculative Freemasonry. Music seems to have evolved from a passive appreciation to an active part of Masonic initiation. Without question, music, and I mean appropriate music, can touch the heart and soul and put any candidate in a proper frame of mind for initiation. It seems that music was introduced into the speculative Masonic experience by the English and possibly fine-tuned with the assistance of the French and others. In not too long a time, Masonic initiation was viewed as incomplete without appropriate music setting the tone for the initiation or other aspects of the lodge experience. The loss of Masonic music during Masonic initiations is, in my opinion, a loss for all Freemasonry. I won't suggest that initiation cannot be considered valid without appropriate Masonic music, but I will say that a valid initiation that includes music is a far more rich and rewarding experience. As lodges move towards a rediscovering of what made Masonic initiation so deeply moving for so many, I believe that we need to re-examine the role of music in Freemasonry. I believe that efforts should be made to reintroduce music into all aspects of the Masonic lodge experience. If we have no musicians available, we can turn to electronics, but if we make the effort and then keep the effort moving, then step by step, we can achieve our goals. Offering music in our lodges is something that every lodge should consider. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy the videos, please hit the like button and subscribe to us. Please pay a visit to the Cornerstone Book Publishers website at cornerstonepublishers.com for outstanding Masonic education. See you next time.